Hello dear listeners and welcome back to Timeless Romance Tales. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more forbidden aristocratic romances, dangerous liaisons, and the kind of love that rewrites destiny itself. Tonight's tale begins with one wrong door, and a lord who refused to ever let her go. Let's begin. The halls of Marlborough House glowed with candlelight as the ball entered its final hour. Lady Eveline Harcourt pressed a hand to her temple, trying to breathe through the dizzying heat of the ballroom. She had danced more than she intended, accepted more champagne than she should have, and endured far more stares than she liked. Being the daughter of a disgraced baron came with its own kind of spotlight, one she despised. She murmured a polite farewell to the hostess and slipped away from the glittering crowd. The corridors were quieter here, lined with portraits and marble busts, the air cooler and scented with roses. Eveline exhaled in relief. "I only need a moment," she whispered to herself. "Just a breath of solitude." Her slippers padded softly along the carpeted hall as she searched for the retiring room. She found a door half open, candlelight spilling out. Perfect. She stepped inside quickly, closing the door behind her. But instead of a prim dressing room filled with giggling ladies, Eveline found herself in a dim private bedchamber. A fire crackled low in the grate. Heavy curtains muffled the night air. A single lantern glowed on the bedside table, and someone was inside. A tall, dark-haired man stood before the hearth, unbuttoning the top of his waistcoat. His coat lay discarded over a chair. His shirt sleeves were rolled to his forearms, revealing strong cords of muscle. His back was to her. Eveline froze. "Oh no." He turned at the sound of the door. Their eyes met. Lord Tristan Marlowe, Marquess of Ravencourt, looked at her with piercing, smoky green eyes. The most dangerous bachelor in England, a man whispered about in drawing rooms. Unpredictable, powerful, rumored to have broken a man's arm for insulting his sister. A man no respectable father would dare cross. Eveline felt her breath leave entirely. "My lord," she stammered. "Forgive me, I believe I entered the wrong." "No," Tristan said, lifting one hand in a slow, decisive gesture. "Don't run." But every part of her wanted to bolt. "I must go," she whispered. "I should not be here." "And yet," he murmured, stepping closer, "you are." He moved with the languid prowl of a man absolutely certain of his power. Eveline backed up instinctively, right into the wall. He stopped inches from her, his voice low and velvet dark. "Did you follow me?" Her heart jumped. "No. Of course not." His lips curved. Not quite a smile, but something far more unsettling. "Good," he said softly, "because I don't take well to lies. I am not lying. I know." He reached out and gently stroked a stray curl off her cheek. "You're trembling. That is not the behavior of a schemer." She tried to breathe, tried to look anywhere but his eyes. But he stood too close, too certain, too unmovable. "I truly took the wrong door, my lord," she murmured. He tilted his head, eyes narrowing. "Then why did you close it behind you?" Eveline flushed. "Because I thought I was entering the ladies' retiring room. Oh heavens, this is mortifying." He chuckled quietly, a low warm sound that vibrated through her bones. "Mortifying," he echoed. "For whom?" "For me," she insisted. "For you. For everyone. Not for me." His hand came up, bracing beside her head on the wall. "This is the most interesting thing that has happened all evening." Her breath caught. The Marquess studied her, really studied her. His gaze sweeping her face, the line of her neck, the soft rise and fall of her breath. "You're Baronet Harcourt's daughter," he said. "Eveline." She stiffened. "I am. A dangerous position to be in," he murmured. "Why?" she whispered. "Because your father owes half of London money he does not have. And because the other half whispers that his daughter is the price of his debts." Her stomach twisted. "That is not true." "It is," he said gently. "And it is why you should not wander empty corridors alone." She swallowed hard. "I wasn't thinking." "Clearly." His hand brushed against hers. Accidentally, intentionally, she couldn't tell. But the touch lit fire along her skin. "You are in a compromised position," he murmured. "If anyone saw you enter a man's bedchamber, mine no less, Your reputation would unravel before sunrise. Evelyn's throat tightened. I should leave, she whispered. You should, Tristan agreed. But he didn't move. But I do not believe I will allow it. She stared at him. My lord. He lifted a finger to her lips, silencing her. Do you know what happens to a lady found alone in my quarters at midnight? He asked softly. She shook her head. He leaned closer, his breath warm at her ear. She marries me. Evelyn gasped. You're jesting. No, he said.
I donot jest.
Ever. Especially about marriage. Her back pressed into the wall, heart storming inside her chest. You cannot be serious. He stepped back just enough to meet her eyes fully. I am, he said. If you walk out of that door, you will be destroyed. Your father's enemies will devour you. London society will feast on your name. And the men he owes will demand payment in the only currency he has left. She shivered. Me? Yes, Tristan whispered. You. The fire crackled behind him. And what are you offering? She whispered. His jaw clenched. Protection. That sounds like ownership. It is, he said, voice velvet and steel. But I promise you this. I do not own anything I do not value. Her pulse hammered in her throat. I cannot marry you, she whispered. We hardly know each other. He stepped closer again, but softer now. Slower. As if trying not to frighten her. You know what kind of man I am, he murmured. Dangerous, she whispered. Yes. Unpredictable. Yes. Feared. His eyes glinted. Also yes. Her chin lifted. And why would I want a husband like that? His voice dropped to a low, intimate growl. Because I would kill for you. Evelyn's breath caught painfully. Something inside her, fear, longing, heat, curled tight. I would tear the world apart, Tristan continued softly. Before I allowed one hair on your head to be harmed. His fingers slid down her wrist, closing around her trembling hand. I do not want to ruin you, Evelyn. I want to save you. But marriage, she whispered. Yes. And if I refuse? He leaned in, lips almost brushing hers. Then I will let you walk out that door. Knowing exactly what fate awaits you. His hand lifted to cup her cheek. And I will spend the rest of my life cursing myself for letting you go. Her throat tightened painfully. He was too close. Too sincere. Too devastating. Why me? She whispered. He hesitated. 3 years ago, he said softly, you spilled your lemonade at the Winterfair ball. And you apologized to the glass. Not the lady you bumped into. The glass. She blinked. You remember that? I remember everything about you. He touched her cheek again, reverent. You look terrified of causing inconvenience, he murmured. Terrified to exist too loudly. Terrified of being in anyone's way. His thumb stroked her skin. And I vowed that if I ever had the chance, I'd make you feel safe enough to take up space. Her eyes stung. You don't even know me, she whispered. I know the most important parts. Their foreheads touched. I know you're gentle, he said. I know you're braver than you realize. I know you care too deeply about people who don't deserve you. He swallowed hard. And I know I want you. She trembled. Tristan. Yes. If I marry you, she whispered, you must promise something. Anything. That you won't cage me. He exhaled, relief washing through him like a tide. Evelyn, he murmured, I would never cage you. I will protect you. I will cherish you. I will keep you safe. But I will never clip your wings. She breathed shakily. And if I say yes? A slow, devastating smile curved his lips. Then I will kiss you. Her knees weakened. And if I say no? I will walk you home, he said quietly. And guard your door until morning. Her heart ached. You would still protect me? Yes. And you wouldn't try to force my hand? No, he gently lifted her chin. But I will pray you choose me. The silence stretched, golden, fragile, trembling with possibility. Evelyn stepped closer, her fingertips brushing his coat. Then kiss me, she whispered. Tristan inhaled sharply. And then he kissed her. Slow at first, reverent as though memorizing her lips. Then deeper, fiercer, his hand sliding around her waist to pull her against him. Evelyn melted into him. fingers curling in his shirt as heat flooded her entire body. When they finally parted, breathless, Tristan rested his forehead against hers. "You're mine," he whispered. "Not because of a mistake. Because you chose me." She smiled softly. "And you're mine." He exhaled as if those words broke something inside him, something hardened, lonely, starved. Then he took her hand and said, "Come, let's give the gossip something true to talk about." And with that, he escorted her out of the bedchamber, not as a scandal waiting to happen, not as a lady ruined, but as the woman who had just agreed to become the Marchioness of Ravencourt. Forever.